Hi, my name is Newell Davis with World Composting, and today we're going to do an update on our pine shaving bin. So this bin has been sitting for quite a while. I think we had a feeding like over a month ago, and then we checked on it and it wasn't quite gone yet, so we let it sit and we added a date over the top. We're going to come take a look at this system. We're definitely going to add food. It's been over a month since our last feeding. Even if there's food left over, I'll probably just... It's good to add food at this point. I mean, it's been over a month. They're going to need that extra food eventually. So we'll add some food. We'll get them to hopefully to spread out a little bit more in the system. And we'll see how these pine shavings are breaking down. It's been about 10 months now since I started this system, and they really still are holding up pretty well. So with that, let's go take a look and see how the bin is doing. All right, so here's our pine shaving bin here. We have our date of our last update, which is 10/21. And we had our food. It says 10/11 on here. That was the last time we fed. If you guys can see that there, if everyone can see. Before we jump into this, I just want to kind of show you what the temperature looks like in here. And it shows it being around 72 degrees. 71 for the material maybe. So, it's about 70 degrees in here, let's say. It's getting towards winter here in the northern hemisphere. I live in Maryland here in the US, and it's starting to get cold, but I actually kept the heat up a little bit down in the basement. Normally I don't do that. But the first thing is that I know that we're going to add food this time, so we'll be updating this, and we'll probably feed to one of the sides here. So let's move this down just a little bit so you get a little bit better of a view. And let me get my glove and open this up, and let's take a look and see how it's going here. So first one, this bag normally doesn't have anything on it. I'm going to throw that off to the side. This bag right here, let's just take a look. Lots of moisture on there. Looks good though. It's not dripping off in any way. And let's check this one right here. Same thing. Doesn't look like there's much falling off. Well, maybe a little bit. But no water falling off. It's just material. And the material, you can see it's a little dry up top here. It's a little bit dry at the bottom over here. Actually, you can't quite see that, but it's just the angle. It's a little dry down here at the bottom. The center section looks good. There's already a worm right here in the middle. Right here. Already found our first worm. So that shows that they are working through this material. It does look like there's moisture in here, which is good. I know that last time we had the center section, we had food. So we're just going to dig right into the center. Oh my gosh, look at this right here. Look at this. Look at all the worms right here in the center section. They are still working on these coffee grounds. You can see right there, just tons of them working at this material. And this is almost a worm ball, except there's just food in the middle. So we can break this apart a little bit, let them get in there. You can see right here, I mean, you can see that they're really working on this paper here. They really like these coffee grounds that are in here. They finally, I guess, have matured to the point where they can keep eating them, and or eating the microbes that are feasting on them. A little bit of stuff in the bottom section over here. Let's just dig in this corner. One worm over here, not too much going on. This is not surprising. I've not fed these sections in a while. I don't expect to find a lot over here. This is our pine shavings, so they are still pretty resilient, really, to breaking down. If you get up close here, I don't know how much you can see or when it'll stop going in focus, but you can see that there's really, you can still see the shavings no problem on this material. And they still flake apart very easily. It's really a good material to work with if you want just a lot of castings, or you just want to be able to just continue to run a bin for a while, because you don't have to add a lot. You can just keep adding food to it over and over again. And the material itself is just not breaking down. I mean, it's been almost over 9 months at this point, or 10 months. And this material still looks pretty good. It looks like something that I could even throw right now into a new bin almost. Or divide up, and that way you've got a lot of microbial material going into a new system, really. So these shavings are taking a long time to break down. Let's just see here. I'm not seeing much in the corners over here, which is a little surprising. Normally in these corners, okay, there we go. A few more worms over there in the corners. I didn't see any cocoons, but I was kind of going pretty quick. I do see, if you can see on the video, I think you can, but there's lots of like white dots all over here. That's the crushed up egg and crab shell that I add. So it's showing me that there's a good amount in here. I probably don't need to really add any more, although I do have always have the container ready to go when we go to add more food. But I don't think we'll need any more of that right now at this time. We're just going to kind of move all this stuff over though. We are still going to do a feeding, even though there is some coffee grounds left in here. I just want to continue to get them moving through food and not just sitting on those coffee grounds forever. So we're going to add another feeding over here to the side, and I'm going to take off my labels now. I'm going to take these guys off and move them to the side. And I'm going to put this new label here. we're going to mark that we're doing this side. So I've got my 11-17 label. I'm just going to smooth that out over there. So that's on this corner right there, if you can see. It's right there. So, and now we're going to add some food to this. And I'm still going to give this a pretty decent feeding, even though there's food left in here, because I want to keep this going. And I don't want to, I'm not checking on it very frequently, so it'd be nice to kind of get this to just continue to move along really well. So I'm going to just add these banana peels here in the bottom. And I think we will, since we know that this is a favorite here, I think we will add another package of coffee grounds in here too. We'll just put those in this corner right over there. And let me throw in one last, or two little apple cores over here too. So I think that's a good feeding for now. Don't want to add too much, but I want to kind of give them a lot more options to go to eventually, like when those coffee grounds start wearing down. So we're going to empty out the sides over here. We're going to put this back over here. Cover that up really, really well, because we don't want fruit flies or anything like that getting in there. And if you just heard the little zap there, I still have some fruit flies coming out in the basement here, and fungus gnats or something. Every once in a while I get a little zap on there, on those systems. I'm just going to make sure this is nice and spread out over there. This should be good. And that looks pretty good. I'm just going to try to clean off some of this material off my gloves. And the bin looks good. Worms look very healthy. Lots of them in here. If I was doing a baiting, that coffee ground would have worked really well. But that's all right. And right now we're going to add these bags back into the system here. So we're going to put that one down first, just as we had before. Then this one down right here, and we'll still throw that one over the center, even though it's really not doing much. I had it, I think, kind of over the edges over there, but I like having this little bit of an air gap. If you can see that right there, I've got a little bit of an air gap over there and around the edges over on this side and up here too. And that way there's some air that can kind of flow in here and flow in and out of it. So that's my update, and thank you for watching. If you have any questions, please let me know or leave a comment down below.